something about you that caught my eye. There's something so true that sparks a light. And I don't believe in love first sight, but I can't deny this thing.
Hey there, Fit Busy Bee family, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Ashley. I am a mother of 4. I typically do day in the life, cleaning motivation, cooking, recipes, health, fitness, pretty much anything to do with being a stay-at-home mom. But today I wanted to do something a little bit different. I wanted to let you guys in a little bit and get to know me more. So on my Instagram, I posted a questionnaire to ask me anything, and I said if I got enough questions, then I would be making a Q&A, and thankfully I got enough questions, so that's what I'm going to be doing today. And if you're not following me on Instagram, you should head on over there because I do post more day in the life, what I'm currently doing, and you get to see more of my family and all that good stuff. So if you want to see more of me, then check my Instagram. I will put my handle right here, or it's just Fit Busy Bee. This video is going to be in collab with my friend Lucy. Her channel name is Lucy Mayer, and she is from New Zealand. She is a mommy YouTuber. She has 1 little boy. I love her channel. She has so many delicious, healthy recipes. She does DIY crafts and cleaning motivation. You guys would just love her. So make sure after you get done watching my Q&A, you head on over to her channel. Her link will be in the description below. So don't forget to head on over to Lucy's channel after this to go watch her Q&A. I'm sure it's gonna be awesome, and I'm so excited to get to know her more as well. She is super sweet. Without further ado, let's get into the questions. Okay, so I'm just gonna go in order of how I received the questions. All right, my first question is, where was I born? I was actually born in Portsmouth, Virginia. I grew up in Virginia pretty much my entire life. Virginia Beach. We lived really close to the beach. My dad was in the Navy. I moved to North Carolina my sophomore year, and I graduated high school in North Carolina, and then I ended up living in North Carolina a lot longer because me and my husband got together, and he was in the Marines and he was stationed in Camp Lejeune. So after high school, a little bit later, I moved down to Camp Lejeune and lived over there, and then from there took us over here to Texas when he joined, or when he got into the oil field. What's the best part of making YouTube videos? I would say just getting to know everybody. Me, I don't know if you can really tell through video, but I'm actually like a really shy person. I suck at small talk. Like, I am the most awkward person. I need time to think about my responses. So it is so nice to do YouTube because I feel like I have that time. Like, I can stop and then think of what I need to say and then record it. So for me, I just love being able to interact with more people and make a lot of friends because I have made some really awesome friends on YouTube so far. So that by far has been the best part about YouTube. Next question, are you an early bird or a night owl? I am an early bird. As much as I would, well, I'm an early bird because I get up early no matter what. But recently I have become a night owl because I've been spending my nights editing because it's really the only time that I can get the editing done without being interrupted. So currently I'm an early bird and a night owl because my 3 oldest children, they always wake up at 6:30. And now that they're older and can kind of like stay in their room and they listen, I make them stay in their room until I get up, and then usually I get up around between 7 and 7:30 because that's when Ethan wakes up. So I would say that's still pretty early. But if it wasn't for the kids or anything, I would still be an early bird because I've always woken up between like 7 or 8. I have never been able to sleep in. My husband could sleep the day away if I didn't wake him up, but for me, it's like the sun comes up and I'm wide awake, no matter how tired I am. What's my pet peeve? I'd say my biggest pet peeve is when people chew with their mouth open. It drives me insane. I cannot stand the sound of like someone chomping on their food. So that by far is my biggest pet peeve. What is your biggest achievement? I would say my biggest achievement would be graduating college, because I started college in Virginia because after I got out of high school, my now husband, he was deployed. So I went to live with my uncle because my parents had to move because my dad's in the Navy. So my parents moved away. I was gonna start college in Virginia, and the plan was when my husband got back, he was gonna get out of the Marines, and then we were gonna live in Virginia. So I started college in Virginia, but he ended up re-enlisting, so that's why we moved down to Camp Lejeune. And so I had to transfer down to a community college down there. And then it was like, so when you move, you have to be in that area for 6 months to be counted as a local or whatever, or college is like super expensive. So I knew I wasn't gonna be able to afford the out of state or whatever fees. Thankfully, I was able to get back on track and I got back into school. My dad helped me that one semester and he paid for that semester. Thankfully, I was able to finish school. I went to community college for the 2 years, and then for my last 2 years, I had to transfer to UNCW. And I did my last 2 years online to finish up my schooling, which was really challenging because by the time I got my associates, I was already a mother. I had just had Aubrey, and then I had to finish my last 2 years while juggling being a mom and school full-time. So I was like really proud of myself when I got done because it was very hectic and crazy, and I was actually pregnant when I graduated. So I was super proud of myself for finishing college because a lot of people thought that I wouldn't finish. It actually worked out because having a child, I was able to get funding for school. So it helped pay for my college, so it was kind of a good thing. Next question. Do I come from a big family? Yes, I do come from a big family. I come from a very complicated family as well. So my mom, she has 6 kids, and then my dad only has 2 kids, and my parents divorced when I was young. My dad has been with my stepmom pretty much my whole life since I was like 4, I think. I pretty much grew up with my dad and my stepmom, and together in that household there was 5 of us. So it was me and my older brother who came from my mom, and then it was my 2 stepbrothers and sisters, and then my dad and my stepmom had 1 kid together. So there was 5 of us over there, and then my mom, like I said, she had 6 kids. She had 2 other husbands and children. So all together with all the kids, we were, I think there was 9 of us. Come from a really big family. Growing up, I always knew I wanted to have a big family because I had so many siblings and it was just so much fun. I just couldn't imagine not having a big family. And I just always pictured like later in life having big family gatherings. So what is my biggest challenge being a stay-at-home mom? I would say finding time for myself. At the beginning, when I first became a stay-at-home mom, I was in school and like I had friends and all that, and like back then it wasn't a big deal. Like I found time for myself between school and everything. But as I've gotten older and the more kids I have, I'm pretty much at the house all the time with the kids, and I never get a break, and I'm really bad about asking for a break. Like I just try to take on everything and don't like asking anyone for help. So for me, I think the biggest challenge is finding time for me and spending that time for me. And I really think that's why I fell in love with fitness so much, because it truly is like my time. I get to go to the gym, forget about everything going on at the house, the dirty dishes, the paying the bills, everything. So for me, it really is my escape, and I think that's why I fell in love with it. What's one project, if any, that I want to do on my home? I'd say the only project that I would love to do, but I know is not gonna happen, is get an in-ground pool. I really would love to have an in-ground pool, but We just don't know how long we're gonna live here. With my husband's job in the oil field, he gets transferred, you know, wherever the work is where he goes. And we've been here a year, but we just don't know how long we're gonna be here. And we're already outgrowing this house. So I don't know how long we're gonna be in this house, because our house is a 4-bedroom and we have 4 kids. So it's starting to become a little small for us. How do I handle my husband's schedule of 1 week home, 1 week gone? Well, now it's changed again. So he was working 1 week on, 1 week off because of this whole virus going around. So they changed it once again because they ended up doing a huge furlough with the company. There's only 10 guys left now. I think I've said this before in a previous video. Thankfully, he is one of the last 10 guys remaining, but now he's back to working Monday through Friday, which is nice, but he's not liking the work he's doing. He's doing a lot more manual labor, so he's not happy about that. I mean, with the schedule, I'm pretty much used to him being gone because, like I said, he was in the Marines and he deployed and we were apart for 9 months at a time. And then being in the oil field for the first, I'd say like first 5 or 6 years he was in the oil field, he was gone 2 weeks and home 1 week. And for a good year and a half of it, I was still in North Carolina. We were trying to sell our house and he was here in Texas working, and he would just fly home on his week off. So I've gotten used to him being gone a lot, which is probably why I try to take on everything, because I know my husband, you know, works a lot of long hours. So I try to just make like the home place a relaxing place for him. How old was I when I had my first child? So when I had Aubrey, I just turned 21. So I got pregnant when I was 20. I had her at 21, and I remember that my husband was so excited that I was finally 21 so I could go pick up beer for him. And I was so embarrassed because I was huge pregnant and going to buy beer, and I just felt awful. But I was 21 when I had Aubrey. When did I get married? I got married August 11th, 2008. So I got married when I was 19 years old. We have been together for 2.5 years, and we were engaged for, I think, like 6 months. Let's see. How old am I? I am 31 years old. I just turned 31 April 3rd. Have I always been into working out and fitness? No. If you knew me back in high school, I was the complete opposite of wanting to be fit or into fitness. I was a sweetaholic, which I still am. Even as a child, I always remember my dad saying I was gonna get fat because I freaking loved candy bars, cake mix. I literally would go to the store and buy cake mix to whip it up to eat the cake mix batter. Like, I was that person. I was so far from fitness. I wouldn't eat a vegetable. I wouldn't even think about putting a vegetable in my mouth. After I had our second daughter, I just realized that the weight wasn't coming off like it used to. Like, after I had Aubrey, it pretty much came off. I was breastfeeding, so I know that helped. Then I had Adrian, and like, I lost some of the weight, but those last 10 to 15 pounds were not coming off. And then, long story short, I don't want this Q&A to be super long, but I broke my foot. He was like eight or 9 months old. I broke my foot stepping out of the car wrong. And like, at that moment, I was just like, why are my bones breaking so easy? I think I was like 24, 25. I was like, I shouldn't be breaking my bones by stepping on my foot wrong. And then I obviously had to carry around my daughter while wearing a cast. And then my back started hurting. So then I had a CT scan done, and I found out I had a herniated disc. And I was like, okay, that's it. It's time for me to start working out and eating better. Like, I'm way too young for all this stuff to be happening to me. So I literally started as soon as my cast came off my foot. Like, I got a gym membership and I never looked back. And it literally has been like life-changing for me. I never thought in a million years that I would be someone into fitness, because back before then, you couldn't pay me to run or eat healthy or anything. So people who knew me back then are probably really surprised to see where I am now. I mean, I've never been like really overweight or anything, but I was far from wanting to be a healthy person. What is the worst food that I've ever tasted? I don't know. Maybe frog legs? I don't know. I like just touched the frog leg to my mouth and I just couldn't do it. Just the thought of a frog leg. All my family's from Louisiana, so they eat a lot of crazy stuff, and frog legs, I just couldn't. Ugh, I just couldn't do it. So I don't know, maybe like frog legs or squid or something like that. What did I do for work, or what do I do for work? I am currently a stay-at-home mom, but I worked at a grocery store back in high school. It was called Harris Teeter. Actually, my husband helped find the job for me. He took me job hunting, and I started at Harris Teeter as a cashier, moved up to customer service, and then I started working at Belk, which is like a clothing store. I was a price checker, whatever, I don't even remember the title, but I worked there for a while, and then I used to clean beach houses on the side while I was in college, and I worked at Bed Bath & Beyond for a little bit, but those are really the only jobs that I've ever had. Do I want more kids? No, I don't want any more kiddos. I think 4 is the perfect amount. I have 2 boys and 2 girls, and I just feel like I mentally am at the max capacity. So I think 4 is enough. How long have me and my husband been together? We have been together since 2006. So we have been together, it'll be 14 years this June, and then we will be married for 12 years this summer in August. And my last and final question is, what is my weirdest food combination? And I actually am pretty boring with my food. I don't really put anything strange, like mix anything strange. So I would say I don't really have one. I do love pineapple on my pizza, so for all you people who think pineapple isn't a topping, then I guess a pineapple on my pizza. But I hope you guys enjoyed this Q&A. I thought it was fun. Let me know what you guys thought down in the comments below, what you thought about this. If there was any questions that I didn't answer that you'd like to know, let me know. I'd be happy to answer them. And don't forget to head on over to Lucie's channel. She is also doing a Q&A, and I'm sure it's gonna be amazing. Her link is in the description below. And if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. It does help support my channel. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. All right, you guys, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.